Hi everyone. Greetings. Without telling her family, Amber Johnston's daughter Anna Johnston was traveling to a 5-star hotel for a private rendezvous with her covert boyfriend Joseph. Anna Johnston suffered severe injuries when their car was involved in an accident en route. Anna Johnston is undergoing medical treatment after being admitted to the hospital. She is battling death. You haven't seen this tale on TV. This is the tale of what transpired when the cameras were off, when a private scheme became a public nightmare, and when Anna Johnston's struggle for a typical life transformed into a struggle for life itself. To the outside world, the Johnston family represented a compelling story of triumphing over hardship. Little people Amber and Trent had created a lovely life for themselves by adopting Anna and her brother Alex, both of whom had dwarfism. Their suburban home was a sanctuary, a place of love, laughter, and the familiar. Family life's instability. The family spark plug was Anna in particular. A strong, driven young lady whose health issues had only served to lift her spirits. She was their warrior princess, their miracle. However, a gradual change started to take place as Anna progressed through her adolescence. The little child who used to love the limelight started to back off. The teenager began to rebel against the restrictions of a life so widely publicized as they navigated the difficult waters of independence and identity. Regarding her parents, every cough, discomfort, and doctor's appointment had been a war that Amber and Trent had fought together. Together, they formed a stronghold against the outside world. However, what would happen if a member of that unit began constructing a covert drawbridge? A new Anna was developing in the seclusion of her room, on a phone that her parents were aware of but could never have anticipated the contents of. This Anna was an ordinary girl who was using social media, communicating with friends, and secretly falling in love. Her universe was splitting in two. The Anna was there, well known to her family and the general public, the courageous patient, and the lovely daughter. Then there was the private Anna, a young lady who longed for independence and was anxious to enjoy the ordinary, unguarded moments that characterize puberty. Once a broad expression of parental dread, Amber's remarks would soon turn into a disturbing prophecy. It's hard. You know, you want to protect them forever, but you also have to let them grow up. With Anna's health, that balance is it's terrifying. She would be in unheard of danger because of the exact normalcy they want for her. An inside secret, rather than an external threat, was poised to break the fortress's walls. Joseph was his name. He was not famous. He wasn't from the little people community or reality TV. By all accounts, he was a typical young man from a nearby town. Months prior, they had connected through common acquaintances at a low-key party that Anna had gone to under the pretense of a study session with others. Joseph was a symbol of something addictively straightforward for Anna. She wasn't the small TV character in his eyes. He thought of her as Anna, beautiful, intelligent, and humorous. Their relationship was a virtual ghost that mostly existed in the realm of late-night FaceTime chats and encrypted messaging apps. Joseph was aware that secrecy was necessary. He was aware of Anna's medical background, her well-known family, and her protective bubble. Their dates were brief and meticulously planned. She had a brief cup of coffee with a buddy while they were shopping. A stroll in a park that is far from their home. Whispers and stolen moments were the foundation of their relationship, which further deepened their emotions. Their secret became their world, and they were partners in it. The concealment was a double-edged sword for Anna. It was exhilarating and evidence of her freedom, but it was also laden with guilt. Sending and receiving texts felt like a tiny betrayal of the parents who had given her everything, who had repeatedly battled for her life. At night, as she lay in bed and listened to the sounds of her family moving around the home, she would ponder how she would ever be able to reconcile the differences between the life she was born into and the one she was attempting to create for herself. The only person who didn't stare at her with the shadow of her medical chart in his eyes was Joseph, who was also her getaway. He was her normal, and the need for that normal was going to force her to choose a course of action that would alter everything. The bold idea originated from the frustration of having little time and the intense need for a genuine, uninterrupted date. About an hour outside the city, Joseph had secured a room at a five-star hotel in a posh, remote location. A single night where they could simply be a typical couple was supposed to be a surprise. No hiding, no peering over their shoulder. The plan was both enticing and horrifying to Anna. It required creating a convoluted network of falsehoods, informing her parents that she was making sure a reliable friend was ready to cover for her by staying over at their home. The price seemed well worth the enormous danger. The unsaid was pervasive in the Johnston home on the day of the date. With her thoughts 1,000 miles away, Anna went through the motions. Was Amber aware that her daughter was quieter than normal? Did Trent feel the anxiety? Or were they, like all parents, eventually unaware of their teenagers' secret lives? While Anna gave an embrace, the untruth felt like a physical burden in her chest as she said her parents farewell that night. The delight of seeing Joseph briefly overshadowed the seriousness of her choice as she got into his car. Two young lovers in love shared dreams and laughed easily during the first part of the journey. The radio was turned on. Behind them, the city lights dimmed, giving way to the darker highway flanked with trees that led to the hotel. They discussed a future in which they wouldn't need to conceal themselves. In that, the facade had vanished as the automobile darted through the night. Joseph and Anna were alone. And for the first time, their bond felt solid, real, and long-lasting. Unaware that a different fate was speeding toward them in the opposite lane, they were on the verge of the night they had dreamed about. It was all over in a flash. An uncorrectable swerve, a patch of black ice, a moment of inattention. It was harsh, cruel physics. A much larger SUV sideswiped Joseph's small sedan. Before they crashed into a concrete divider, the impact's intensity spun them like a toy. The car's peaceful intimacy came to a sudden end with the sound of breaking glass and crunching metal. Then there was only the faint, desperate moan of the car's horn and the hiss of a ruptured radiator. There was complete destruction, according to witnesses who dialed 911. When first responders came, they discovered Joseph stuck behind the steering column, confused and bloodied but still conscious. Then they noticed Anna, who had been flung by the force. The compact frame had taken the brunt of the impact. She was pallid, scarcely breathing, and unconscious. Her distinctive skeletal system and spine, which defined her identity, rendered her incredibly susceptible to the effects of a high-speed collision. As they attempted to stabilize her, the first responders' faces darkened as they realized how fragile the life they were attempting to preserve was. Anna was classified as a trauma red, the most serious classification, as the jaws of life ripped through the metal to liberate them. Her crucial signs were collapsing. As the ambulance raced to the closest level 1 trauma center, paramedics struggled mightily to keep her heart pumping so that oxygen could reach her brain. A desperate race against time in a shrieking ambulance had taken the place of the romantic evening at a five-star hotel. The secret had been revealed, but in the most horrifying manner possible. A mother and father who thought their daughter was safe at a friend's house were the first people the hospital staff had to call, not a celebrity manager. For Amber and the evening was going like any other, Trent Johnston. It was a rare calm moment for just the two of them, with Alex in his room and Anna at her friend's. The landlines ringing, a number they were unfamiliar with, was not a portent but a nuisance. Trent replied with a friendly hello. The professional voice on the other end introduced themselves as a physician from the City General Trauma Center. Trent Johnston's world fell apart in that one instant. "Johnston, mister, we have your..." "Here is Anna, the daughter. She was involved in a severe auto accident." The words didn't make sense. There was a sleepover for his daughter. Something had to go wrong. However, the physician subsequently supplied the corroborating information. Her identification, her particular health issues, and the harsh, cold reality pierced him. He was able to stutter out inquiries. "Is she? How awful is it?" The doctor's answer was a well-considered litany of evils. Significant head trauma, unstable spinal damage, and massive internal bleeding. They were hurrying her inside. Urgent surgery. They had to arrive right away. Their home's peaceful, well-organized environment descended into anarchy. There was no time for processing or disintegration. Their instincts, which had guided them through numerous medical emergencies with Anna, came into play. However, this was not the same. This procedure wasn't planned. Their security had been abruptly and violently stolen. The same horrifying question kept coming back to them as they fumbled for phones, keys, and a clear idea. Why did she drive on the highway? Joseph was who? The inquiries would have to wait. Now it was just a matter of getting to the hospital. They understood deep down that they might be racing to say goodbye since the race to be by their daughter's side had started. The waiting area for surgery is a purgatory created to crush people's souls. The hours became a nightmare for Amber and Trent, filled with beeping monitors, quiet whispers, and alarming updates from the medical staff every now and again. The initial procedure was performed to halt the internal bleeding, a spleen rupture, a cut liver. The second was to ease her brain's pressure. Stabilizing her shattered spine was the third. They would jump every time the doors opened, their hearts in their throats, anticipating the worst. They first encountered Joseph in a peaceful spot. After receiving treatment for a concussion and fractured arm, he was released. Pale and shaking, he was a ghostly boy. A mask of shock and shame covered his face. He told them everything while crying. The hotel, the covert romance, and the scheme for a private date. The reality was a second strike. The tragedy of the accident was compounded by their fear when they discovered that their daughter had been leading a covert life and that she had felt the need to lie to them thus much. But fury was out of the question at that very moment. The girl fighting in the operation room had just one common, desperate hope. The accident started to make the rounds. A celebrity blog picked up a local news report. The star of TLC's A small couple was seriously hurt in an automobile accident. The narrative went viral. The family's personal ordeal was made public. Their phones were constantly buzzing with calls from friends, the media, and producers. But once again, Amber and Trent were unchangeable, a stronghold encircling their daughter. Through a buddy, they released a single, straightforward message. Please offer up prayers for Anna. It appeared that the entire globe listened. Love and support started to come in from all around the world. A virtual candlelight vigil for a girl most people had never met, but everyone thought they were aware. The outside world was assembling the facts as Anna stayed in the intensive care unit in a medically induced coma. The media couldn't resist the story. The adored reality TV personality, the secret lover, the covert journey, and the terrible collision. There was a lot of speculation. Was it Joseph's fault? Were the Johnstons too rigid? Was Anna under too much pressure to be famous? Despite their best efforts, the hospital's camping family was unable to drown out the sounds. Outside the hospital, each camera click felt like an interference with their weakest points. Finding the truth was a difficult, intimate process for Amber and Trent. They had to make amends between the young woman who had planned such a complex ruse and the daughter they knew. They mentally replayed the last few months, searching for clues they had overlooked. Was she more reclusive? Were there any phone conversations that ended suddenly? The shame suffocated them like a thick blanket. Had we been less protective, could we have avoided this? If we had provided her with greater liberty. The what-ifs haunted them. But their attention remained fixed on Anna's still body on the hospital bed. Although the machines were keeping her alive, they were relying on her tenacity, the same tenacity that had persevered from childhood. The public developed a strong counter-narrative of untainted support in the face of sensationalist headlines. Global fans of the young couple offered their favorite Anna moments. Parents of kids with people with disabilities showed their support for Amber and Trent. There was more to the story than a collision and a secret. It became a universal tale of life's frailty, the difficulties of raising a teenager, and the unending strength of hope. The family found strength in this international community, which served as a reminder of the millions of individuals who were prepared to wake up, fight, and survive in order to save Anna. The media's tone changed as a result of the public's acceptance. Outlets started to pay less attention on the graphic facts of the secret, as well as further information on Anna's life, legacy, and the extraordinary fortitude of her family. The Johnstons were able to concentrate fully on Anna's treatment without the additional strain of unfavorable media attention thanks to the protective buffer this surge of optimism generated around them. They were not alone throughout their darkest moments. The impact their family narrative has already had on the world was demonstrated by the prayers and well wishes of strangers. Weeks passed into a taxing marathon of medical benchmarks. It was an excruciatingly tense day as they gradually weaned Anna off the hefty sedatives. Would she awaken? Would she be Anna again? The smallest finger twitch, the first flicker of an eyelid. Tears of relief were shed when these turned into enormous victories. However, there was a sobering reminder of the lengthy journey ahead with each tiny step forward. The physicians were cautiously hopeful. Frank, though, the head injury was serious. There was a chance for cognitive harm, for the loss of memory. Because of her spinal damage, she had to overcome new and unforeseen challenges to her movement, which was already a lifetime difficulty. The IQ was where rehabilitation started. Observing the procedure was awful. This was not the courageous, resolute Anna that everyone knew, even at the beginning. This was a delicate body being resuscitated. Her main advocates were Amber and Trent, who spent hours conversing with her, playing her favorite music, reading to her, and learning the complex language of her care. Awaken her brain and bring her back to reality. Guilt-ridden Joseph, who visited occasionally, held her hand and apologized to the unherring girl. The dynamics of the family were irrevocably changed. Its complicated past was further complicated by a new, agonizing layer. Now, the question was not only whether she would live, but also what kind of person she would become if she did. Anna Johnston did make it out alive. She was finally allowed to return home after spending months at a specialist rehabilitation center. However, the girl that came through the doorway wasn't the same person who abandoned it that fatal night. The healing process was and still is a protracted and difficult one. Her injuries have left her with physical scars, of course, as well as headaches, exhaustion, and new physical restrictions, but the deeper scars are mental. The accident trauma, the weight of the disclosed secret, and the guilt over the suffering she inflicted on her family have all permanently altered her. The incident compelled the Johnston family to undergo a difficult but essential transformation. The stronghold had to be changed to include gates rather than walls. The new basis was open and challenging discussions on independence, trust, and the demands of their public lives. Trent and Amber had to come to view their daughter as a young woman as well as their patient. Instead of obtaining her desired freedom covertly, Anna needed to learn how to ask for it. And Joseph is still a part of Anna's tale, a bitter lesson in the implications of secrets, even though his connection with her was eventually unable to bear the weight of the tragedy. The accident that happened to Anna Johnston serves as a warning about the risks that exist when a teen's need for independence and their parents' protection diverge. However, it is also a powerful tale of perseverance. It is the tale of a family whose love was put to the ultimate test and came out stronger rather than weaker. The battle with Anna is far from over. There is a fresh task every day. However, she still possesses the fighting spirit that enthralled the world and the spark that distinguished her. Now it's calmer, tempered by wisdom and suffering, but it burns. And that spark is everything to her family and the millions of others who followed her trip. It is the hope for a better future and evidence that light can shine through the darkest shadows. We are all reminded by Anna's story of how fleeting and valuable life is. It is an exhortation to be closer to our loved ones, to speak more honestly, and to never take a moment for granted. The Johnston family's experience with this unimaginable catastrophe has demonstrated to us the unadulterated strength of the human spirit and the love of a family. Please respect Anna's struggle by leaving your thoughts in the comments section below if this tale has touched you. Let's keep the Johnston family in our thoughts and prayers. Remember to hit the notification bell, like this video, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any more updates on Anna's ongoing recuperation. Although this is a tragic tale, there is also promise in it. More information. 7. Trent Johnston of Little Johnston came under fire for harassing Anna during a contentious argument. Behave as a father would. Anna affirms that she is no longer documenting her life on the show. Anna also affirms that her parents treated her like a boo dollar. Darius, Anna's ex, confesses to cheating on her. Reveals whether he gave her $1. I was quite self-centered. I'll tell you all about it. Trent Johnston, the star of Little Johnston, came under fire for his 7 efforts to gaslight and mistreat Anna. He visited the second individual in order to challenge her about how the family conflict is portrayed on the television. Despite this, the TLC personality was unable to recall that she was his daughter. Trent was constantly reminded by the crowd to act like a man and handle everything like a dad. He was charged with planning a scheme to trick Anna and make her the adversary. The fans are aware of Trent and Amber's propensity to blame their child. They had been blaming the family's issues on their own daughter for months. The personalities on reality TV are ridiculing her for her mistakes as well. Why do sports fans have this belief? How did that occur? For a variety of reasons, Anna Johnston broke off her relationship with the family. Over time, she was referred to as the family's black sheep. In a previous episode, the actress from 7 Little Johnston talked about Amber's competitive and possessive nature. Anna recently acknowledged that her family stopped talking to her after she stole Jonah's graduation gown in secret. Furthermore, she disclosed that she had received criticism from her parents for leaving them out of family pictures. The TLC personality made a mistake by skipping Alex and Emma's graduation. Trent and Amber maintained, however, that their relationship had been failing before the graduation controversy. They said that she had taken a young girl to a nightclub and made her inebriated. When Anna was apprehended, the TLC stars witnessed her fury. Trent Johnston was intrigued as to why Anna had been cut off from the family. Roughly, he visited her and told her about the day his daughter asked a friend to go with her. The TLC personality suggested that Anna attend alone before bringing a friend to discuss their issues. Trent claims that she stopped talking to them after that. Anna started to explain herself, but her father cut her off. Trent tried to manipulate Anna into admitting that she didn't want a relationship with her family. Furthermore, he frequently raised the little girl to give the impression that she is the antagonist. Feeling bad about her actions, Anna added, "I haven't done an ***** since February." She also acknowledged that she had accompanied the girl to a pub. However, because of his narcissistic and domineering nature, fans were incensed that he had harassed his own daughter. I think it is inappropriate for Trent to attempt to dominate Anna as an adult. It is the opinion of another user that Trent and Amber ought to put this, a fan commented. Set aside and deal with the real issues. Many people wanted to know how they would respond if she became pregnant before getting married and allowed her boyfriend to live with them. Fans were really upset at the way the 7-year-old Johnston's actress singled Anna out among the other children. He is incorrect, as another commenter put it. Inconsiderate in Anna's house. Give up bringing up the past pointlessly. Even in Anna's own house, Trent intimidated her, drawing criticism. 7 Small. Anna, who starred in Johnston, has confirmed that she is no longer filming her life for the show. Letting each day unfold as she sees fit is something Anna Johnston firmly believes in. She made subtle allusions to leaving 7 Little Johnstons throughout the course of the months. The reality TV personality has vocally and emotionally cut off contact with her family. Anna always had the most unique personality among her siblings. She grew financially independent and bought her own home early in life. The TLC star's strong sense of independence and self-sufficiency causes her to have family issues. Amber first ignored the insults and animosity, but a rift started to emerge between her and her mother, Amber. The latter's treatment of Anna and her siblings caused national outrage. She disclosed her difficulties in the previous season. Fans eagerly awaited the reveal, curious about what went on behind the scenes. Will this be the end of Anna's TV career? Does she no longer participate in the display? Anna Johnston has talked about her conflict with the family on several occasions. She stopped attending the most significant family events. The Seven Little Johnstons star has accused her relatives of fabricating rumors about her and ignoring her at important events. Emma Johnston, Anna's younger sister, has been her only communication partner thus far. Liz never responded to the reports about Anna's breakup. Many were upset when she also informed her sister that she wasn't engaged. Astounded, Liz and Bryce reminisced about their romantic proposal various times. The latter exchanged rings and got down on one knee to propose to his baby mother. The ecstatic couple then displayed a full-body photograph of their family to their admirers. Fans who couldn't locate Anna in the wedding photos and felt it was cruel that they didn't invite her took a lot of heat at the TLC artists. Anna Johnston rarely attends the major family gatherings. There was no error. Her message. Officially, she is not a member of the Johnston clan. The reality TV star delivers important news and gives her fans unique updates on her life. The expectation among viewers was that Anna and her family would eventually discover the reason behind the hiatus in later seasons. She recently shocked everyone by giving a major update on her life. An internet publication included a club photo of the 7-year-old Johnston actress. She held a drink in her hand and seemed happy to be alive. The actress from reality TV answered the frequent fan question about her smile. "Thanks," wrote Anna. A Reddit user shared the screenshot in a thread about the latest update, writing, "No one is documenting my life anymore." So, the original poster said, "I wonder if that means Seven Little Johnstons is not getting a new season or if Anna just won't be on the show." Fans were disappointed, and after seeing the TLC stars on set, one supporter guessed that Anna would be out. According to a user, Anna affirms that she was a Buller ID by her parents. As the years have gone by, the dynamic within the Johnston family has undergone constant change, but followers are aware that the family will make up a story and act upset about anything just to be in the spotlight. Apparently, Amber and Trent have been taking the entire family, with the exception of Anna, to San Diego recently to film. Have never changed between Anna, her parents, Trent, and Amber. Despite the fact that the parents are generally accepting of their children, many viewers have expressed the opinion that Anna is treated very differently than her 4 siblings. This year, it was officially announced that Anna is no longer related due to a number of posts and TikTok's life. To her surprise, not only has she joined Trent and Amber in their dispute, but all of her siblings have abruptly switched sides with their parents as well. Well, the reason for that fact has been a mystery to everyone. Am I to assume Anna has implied that her parents are abusive? Trent and Amber took pride in their small people identity ever since Seven Little Johnston began airing, and the parents have actively encouraged dating within their community while raising 5 children. Anna, however, has repeatedly expressed her preference for a medium height, medium weight partner. I don't believe Amber ever approved of the plan, and she maintains her guard up around Anna despite the fact that everyone found it extremely hypocritical that her other daughter, Liz, had a similarly charming boyfriend. Anna finally started dating the average-sized Darius Anderson, and her fans can't help but notice that she had a family feud shortly after she found love. It's unclear whether the breakup was caused by her new romance or by Amber and Trent's abusive behavior. Another theory is that the sparks flew when Amber and Trent failed to include a graduation post for Anna. After that, everyone in the family traveled to Puerto Rico except for Anna, who said in one of her lifetimes that they didn't invite her. Her split from the Seven Little Johnstons followers was then made clear. Anna also talks about letting go of people who make you lose sight of who you are in her mysterious Instagram stories, which was followed by a fan-posted theory in a TikTok video. May have occurred if Trent and Amber had begun to verbally or physically abuse Anna. The person cited numerous cryptic posts from Anna about withdrawing from people when they disturb her peace of mind, and other fans have pointed out Amber's partiality on the show. All of these factors suggest that Anna may have been a victim of domestic violence, but we don't have any official confirmation on the subject because she has never confirmed anything. Anna Johnston and her long-term partner, Darius Anderson, have reportedly broken up. Many people still feel sorry for the Little Johnston actress because she had to deal with all that trouble when she was so young. Their strained family relationship is likely to heat up in the upcoming season of their show. Anna's ex-boyfriend, Darius, admits cheating on her and reveals if he owed $1 at her. "I was so selfish." After years of silence, Darius, Anna's ex-boyfriend, appears ready to finally address the accusations made against him, including those of abuse and adultery. He has reportedly admitted to physically abusing his partner and cheating on her. As Anna's boyfriend, he stayed out of the public eye for a long time, and no one ever heard him talk about the issues in his relationship on Instagram or Twitter. Now that the storm that erupted between them has finally passed, he is ready to reveal how much his infidelity was. With Anna? Did he admit his mistakes? Did he abuse her? Read on to find out the truth. Anna Johnston values her independence of spirit. She has had greater success in life than her siblings. Little Johnston, a 7-year-old star, accomplished a lot in her youth. Regretfully, Anna's private life has been chaotic lately, with her relationship with her boyfriend Darius and her relationship with her family both taking a nosedive. The reality TV star and her amazing friends are still having a great time. Fortunately for Anna, she has amazing, encouraging friends and family. Their tumultuous trip appeared to have ended when she broke up with her lover, but when the TLC star recently shared a swimsuit selfie of her revenge glow-up, it went viral. Anna danced passionately for an Instagram video while wearing a stunning bikini and sipping a drink. And her boyfriend, Darius, have had a difficult relationship for a while. Both parties have made several attempts to cut off all communication with each other. The TLC star's ex-boyfriend, Darius, disclosed some startling details about their most recent breakup. Following this incident, he addressed the accusations of his aggressive tendencies in a live TikTok session with Anna, making it clear that he has never used the Little Johnstons star for fame. "I am man enough to admit that I made mistakes and I'm not." The fact that fans are unaware of the full events leading up to Anna's live session, according to her ex-boyfriend, but Anderson preferred anonymity and wasn't yet ready to express his grievances. He owns up to his mistakes and insists he will always love Anna with all his heart. Darius wrote, "I'm proud of it, but I'll learn from it." He did this by pointing out that the word abused does not appear in his dictionary. He just wanted what was best for her and wished her the best in life, knowing the reaction he would elicit. Anna's ex-boyfriend started dating her while he was moving on from a toxic relationship in which he had dragged her along, and after everything she had to go through, he felt bad for her. Reddit users didn't believe him and believed he was trying to protect himself from criticism. Know more today. What are your thoughts on this gossip today? Leave a comment below and stay tuned by. In order to receive more updates like this, please subscribe to our channel.